Well, what do you think about the rudder power there, AC?
I mean, it's amazing. The ability to carve through maneuvers without having to hold the sticks a whole bunch of different ways and have mixes in there. The ability to do that as crisp as it does, it's just, you can't beat it. And I can only imagine when the Allure's done, what it's going to be.
I've been working with this setup on this airplane to get the odd mixing out on hard rudder, and all that stuff was done on low rate rudder, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was all low rate rudder, except for the falling thing that I did and the high alpha. That was all on high rate, but everything else was low rate rudder.
It just goes to prove the myth that people think you got to have these giant fuselages and the canopy on the prop and all this other stuff. And it's all about setup and balance.
Yeah.
And you balance the setup, get the CG where the airplane likes it, and then you balance the wings and the stab setup from there. A little bit of down thrust sometimes no down thrust, depending on what the airplane wants.
Yeah. And really the only times I noticed that it would push out or do anything is if a gust of wind caught it. And it might tilt out a little bit, and then, I mean, it clicks right back in the spot.
Yeah. So, and what's cool about it is you have the confidence to do you can come out of a vertical dive and go almost right back up, straight back up with that airplane without ever having to do anything but give it rudder.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about reverse ailerons or the airplane tucking it.
You don't have to worry about which way it's going to tuck.
Yeah.
Because you coming down like that with most airplanes, you're not sure which way it's going to tuck. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
at all.
you just give it rudder and it goes right back. That's really the setup that the new Allure is going to have. And now that you've seen the Allure a little bit, what do you think about it?
It's going to be a fun airplane once it's done. I'm looking forward to it.
Pretty big, huh?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I'm not a very big guy myself, but, it makes me look small holding it. And I can only imagine once the wings are on it and the stabs on it, what it's going to feel like carrying it around. But it's a big airplane.
Yeah, I worked with the Shindens to get them down really light. And the same technique and process we're going to use on the Allure. So I think we're not going to have any problem getting that airplane, from the factory at 2,300 grams.
Yeah.
Which will allow you to.
At 2,300 grams, I think we can make 10 3/4.
Oh yeah, well it'll allow you to run the contra drive.
Yeah.
Or the glow. And the glow's going to be a little bit heavier built, a little bit different built, but it allows flexibility for whatever system you want to use.
Yeah.
We were looking forward to running the contra in it and seeing the difference between the contra and the electric, and it's going to let us explore the motor we want to run for that airplane, and flexibility is always good.
Yeah. The ability to, because it's going to be great to be able to, it can be glow and fly great, it can be electric and fly great, it can be a contra and fly great, and you're still going to get the same flight characteristics.
Right.
You're going to be all around the same weight. It's going to be perfect. I think it's going to be a good airplane.
Yeah, that was the whole purpose of the exercise, of me working a little further with the Valiant to get the setup right, to where we can run any system we want to run in it. And whenever you have the airplane set up to where it's happy, you can do stuff like the knife edge loops, knife edge Humpty bumps, from the top or the bottom, or knife edge vertical eights, as many as you want to go straight up.
Yeah.
like
It's going to make for, when it comes time for the unknowns, you're not going to have to really overthink a lot of those knife edge maneuvers, because the airplane's going to be able to do whatever you need.
You don't have to babysit it whatsoever. No. What's your game plan for getting ready for the team trials this year? I know you're trying to make the team this year, and we're going to
get the Shinden ready, do some practicing with it until we get the prototype Allure, come back down here and get going. Hopefully, I plan to have, when I show up at the Nats, between 200 and 300 flights on the Allure, and probably between 200 and 300 on the Shinden also before then. To prepare. I'm going to work on a lot of unknown stuff, a lot of F.
What's your biggest weakness right now, you think?
I think my biggest weakness before was I didn't have an airplane that could do the knife edge maneuvers like that. That's what really, I think, hurt me in the unknowns this year. Was the Visa can do it, but not the way I had it set up, it couldn't. And the Griffin was a struggle to get it through everything. But in saying that, I didn't have the same setup that these have on it now.
Yeah, it's a fine line. All airplanes are really capable of doing that kind of maneuvering, but you have to pay close attention to the setup.
Yeah.
And that's the key, is setting the airplane up. I watched Andrew fly his airplane through the unknowns and stuff at the World Championships, and he didn't have any problems.
No.
I mean, his airplane flew through that stuff in really gusty winds, flew very well in gusty winds. And some of the other top competitors really struggled on the knife edge, especially the knife edge triangle with the roll. They just couldn't carve the bottom radius at all. So some of them decided to fly, a direction that where they can come out and pull it up in the upwind side, and it hurt some of the other maneuvers. So you have to have an airplane that's flexible to fly all those things.
You got to have a good game plan going into it. And that's what, like I said before, is going to be great about having the Allure. Its versatility and knife edge is going to be great. You're not going to have to think about it.
Yeah, we
You're
have
not going to have to fly something downwind to try to carve that radius back up. You can fly it whatever direction you want to, and it's going to be no problem.
The electrics have the power, and the fuselage is going to have the power for the knife edge stuff. And if we want to compete with the biplanes, if the monoplanes can compete with the biplanes, it's going to have to be capable of doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
a lot of biplanes out there that can't do that.
It's true.
Not that pure. So, okay, man. Well, it was good to see you down here and come
for
spend the
having me
weekend
down.
with me, watching some old airplane videos.
That was fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Watching the Quest and all that stuff, that was fun last
Yeah.
night. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be back down here in a few weeks to fly the Shinden, and then a few weeks after that we'll be back down to fly the Allure. So,
Yeah, we'll make some more talking videos
Yeah.
of the Shinden and interview with the Shinden. I'm gonna get through the program a little bit. That's a beloved airplane, especially in the MA class. It really is a solid airplane.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought it back into production.
yeah, and it's going to be great to practice with until we get the Allure, and then my dad's going to go compete in the Advanced or Masters with it, I think.
That's
so
great.
It'll be good.
All right, man.
So-
Good seeing you again.
All right, thanks for having me, Brian.